Hello. I got the hat. If you guys don't remember, literally yesterday, I was like, man, I need like an accessory to wear, in this, like, while I play this game, because I have this game, I have 2 more Zelda games coming, I want something, and, I'm sorry, I also have her. Hello. And I was like, a hat. Why not? Let's do like a Zelda beanie. So this doesn't. Oh, I'm so sorry. This doesn't like say Zelda on it. There's no like indication of Zelda, but it's a green hat. So I'm gonna wear it for Zelda. Can I say something to the camera? Let me see. You wanna say something to the stream? She's just a little ball in my arms. No, I'm not forcing her. She's just here. Like, my hand's on the bottom. She can definitely get up. This is just her. Are you about to eat my finger? Oh, okay. I am, however, gonna move my phone. Go move the microphone over. He's now laying down. There we go. He's now laying down on my foot. The fat ass. Oh no, not laying. His ass is on my foot. He's sitting on my foot. His ass is there. Fucking dick. Baby girl, if you're gonna be here, she's right, like this is her head, right here. If you're gonna be here, oh, there she's. I need you to lay down. In little ears. Oh, that's funny. Can you lay down? I mean, I know you can. You a lazy kitty. You're both lazy. You can definitely lay down. Your ears are still there. They're in my camera. That's actually adorable. I love you. I love you. She's still so tiny, by the way. She might not be 5 pounds anymore. She might be a little bit over. Maybe. But she's still such a tiny cat. She's so weirdo. You gonna stay like that? Okay, she's just loafing it. She's loafing it now. So you won't see her ears anymore. But, oh, actually, how about I not lean that on my drink? How about I have the Zelda app thing open again. Voice memory? How the fuck? I just stepped out. Oh, my card's not here anymore. It's kind of sad, actually. Oh, wait, no, where's that? Fuck, where's that tower? Hello? Rendering? I don't know. That's fucking weird. Okay, anyways. Oh, there's that tower. Dude, the rendering on the game is literally just showing the castle. Look at that. Holy shit. Oh, well, okay. And the volcano. Oh, fuck. You guys couldn't even tell. You guys had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. Anyways, render distance is shitty over here because I only see that and the castle. Sorry. And my car isn't here anymore. My vehicle contraption is no longer here. Please don't lay on my keyboard. I'm gonna scoot you just a little bit. Nope. Scoot. Okay. See, you're pressing buttons where you shouldn't be pressing buttons. But, baby girl. Luna cat. What you doing? I like you there. You're very cute. I love it. But also, what the fuck? You're so cute. Oh, hello. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Bye-bye. That's all I wanted. Are you messing with my necklace on my... It's my necklace. And my microphone. Would you chill, little girl? What the fuck? What are you doing? Asshole. Asshole! Stop it. Stop it. Little girl. Okay, this one I need. This one I need a different. There we go. Jesus Christ. Different. Oops. I shouldn't have gotten hit there. I should have shielded and I didn't. Not what I wanted. I'm glad that didn't let me grab it. Luna, stop messing with my necklace or I'm gonna put it in my shirt and you're not gonna have it. Yeah, you. Oh, shit. I don't really need the wooden shield, to be fair. I love you, but come on. Chill out. Just a little bit. Well. Oh! The actual fuck. Oh my god, what the actual fuck is this shrine, dude? Oh, well, that was kind of horse shit. What? I don't remember how I got there. I don't remember how I got where I got. Oh, I know. Such a fucking weird thing. That confuses the ever-living out of me. Thank you for ball. Appreciate ball. What? Ah! Oh, fuck. Oh, well, unless I was just wrong. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, it was. I was just wrong. I thought I was facing the right way, and I wasn't. Anyways. I could have gone that way. Oh, well. Sucks. Now, what the fuck is happening now? I got a flying machine. For this... I think I just fucked up. Matter of fact, I think I just fucked up. Oh. I still think I fucked up. So wait. Cause what? Can I grab it? No, I can't. Fuck. How am I supposed to do this thing? Actually, hold on. I think I might know how to do it properly. Oh no, because I can't lift it higher than this. I fucked up. That's definitely what happened. Because I can't. Oh, wait. Well, unless there's another fucking flying machine. Oh, fuck. Well. That's fine then. Just gave me another one. There we go. Oh, ow. I don't know what the fuck just happened. My eyes just fell. Oh my god, my eyes just stung like a bitch. Holy shit. Oh my god. Holy shit. Alright. Sorry, I know I normally skip that, but holy fuck. That hurt. I'm so sorry. Okay. I want that tower in the distance. I don't want to fight a frost dragon on the way to it. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? I don't want to fight dragons. I don't want to fight dragons right now. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. My eyes are... that just fucking hurt, bro. What is... It's not the... what's it called? The what's it called, yeah. Fire just insta-kills them, apparently? I wish I knew that before. Fire insta-kills? Holy shit. Damn. That's fucking sick. So... oh, ooh. Got a pine cone? Okay. I wonder what this will do to me. Yeah, it will. Oh, okay. It just gave me a fucking tree branch. I don't want a tree branch. Yeah, I want pine cones. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna drop that shit. I don't want it. I just want pine cones. The fuck is that? Is that your perch? Do you perch there? Oh no, you're just flying around it. Do you perch at all? Holy shit. Oh, that's right. I don't need the cold resistant stuff because I had the cold pants. Not that I'm not wearing a fucking tunic. But, you know, my leggies ain't cold. My leggies feel great. I'm so comfortable in my leggies. It was not this snowy going to, like, Rito Village, was it? I mean, I know there was snow, but it wasn't this snowy, right? It's not winter, unless there's no such thing as winter in, like, the main bit of Hyrule. More pine cones. Pine cones. Brother, I saw you immediately. Yeah, that's fucking right, bitch. Okay. Is it supposed to be over here? Can I just... this? No, it's not solid, I guess. Or it's too far. There. I think that was possible too, but it was just too far away from me. What the fuck? Oh, poor guy. Jesus Christ, this thing is all kinds of fucked. Sure. That was weird. Hate that I can't really look up. Really do hate that I can't actually look up. What the fuck? Why isn't it letting me grab that? First of all, we're just gonna... Oof! Need that. So, that was rude. That's quite mean. Alright. So this is what I'm gonna do. I can't look up! So, like, the most frustrating thing is that I cannot look up! What the fuck? I don't actually know where your friend is, I'm sorry. I can, in fact, climb like this. It's the worst bridge ever. Okay, but like, why? For what? Same thing with the dragon. Like, for what? Oh my god, same thing again. Holy shit. Same. Ugh. I don't know why my eyes are fucked. I'm sorry. I don't know why my eyes are so fucked up. Really fucking hurts. Woo! Whoop! So I want to go to that. Oh, but I can't reach it from where I am. Damn it. I really wanted to go to that. Can't even see anything. Can't even see. But I can, however, go to this last little bit over. Oops. Alright, whatever. I can't move the thing. I get it. Thanks. Over. Hold up. This way. Whatever. It's fine. I don't care enough. Because it's around this way a little bit. Whoa, wait, that's cool. And interesting. And absolutely fucking worth seeing. Because you're right next to the mountain. Fuck. You're right here. Hi. Oh. Oh man, that's a shrine. Damn. Yeah, I'll climb. Look at the moon. Hello, moon. You're so cool. 10 days from Blood Moon, right? This is like the second day? Or the first? One of those. One of them. What are you guys carrying? Oh, snowballs. Okay. Intriguing. Are you gonna throw a snowball at me? Very intriguing. Oh, wait, that's a cabin. Do I want the cabin or do I want retail? I think I want retail. The sad thing is, I'm pretty sure they, sell the same clothes no matter where I'm at. Hi!
Oh?
Yeah, view from up high, unfortunately, with such strong gales, flying isn't an option. I'm stuck observing from ground level. Why don't you go onto these things? Why don't you go up there? Okay, it's not an adventure. It's not a side quest yet. You found one of the mysterious dragon's tears. You gotta investigate. Okay. I am very confused, honestly. I'm really confused as to where the fuck Rito is. Because I thought it was here. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? I can't, like, ascend myself. Okay, hold on. Because from here I probably can ascend. Whatever. I don't know, I don't care. I can't ascend. What do I do? I assumed I could just ascend. Do I have to, like, extend these things out more? Nope. That's not it. Hold up. Okay. I gotcha. Swimming. I just swimming through. Okay. So what's causing... Oh, up there. Whatever it is big. Oh no, that's just an island. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. That's a ship. Why is that a ship? What the hell? I do want to get this shrine. But like, what the hell? That was cool. I can't see! Luna! Luna cat, I can't see. Myomechus. I'm gonna see how many... Oh, key. There we go. Oh, yeah. Fuck it. Doesn't matter? No. Fuck it. Ugh. Yeah, you know, you're laying on it. And I always tell you not to. I love you being here, but you gotta chill the fuck out a little bit. Yep, thanks. Well, there's a ship. But now I know why there's a ship, because the sail is bouncy. The sail is very, very bouncy. Okay. Almost missed that one. How am I supposed to get there? Oh, for fuck's sake. I wasn't supposed to be able to do this. Yeah, for fuck's sake. I'm gonna do that entire fucking thing over again, aren't I? I guess I can figure out how the, like, where the fuck to go. I understand a little bit. There we go. Now I got it. Now I get it. Oops. No chest. I did all that work for no chest. Son of a bitch. Oh, hi. Hi, Mastros. My cat left me. We don't refresh that because I don't actually know if that popped up on screen or not. Hi, Mastros. I hope you're doing well. Good afternoon. Bum, ba, 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 ba. Character profiles. I have those. I don't actually look at them, but I do have them. That's the way it came from. So where do I go? Oh. I was scared of it, if I'm honest. If I'm so completely honest, I was terrified of that flooring. I thought it was just gonna fall right through. What the fuck? But how am I supposed to... But how do I... I can't use ascend here. I can't ascend here. So what do I do? Okay. Can't use ascend here either. And that one... Fuck. I'm fucked. I think I went the total wrong way. Oh. No, I did. I 100% did go the total wrong way. Because that is giving me a way to ascend. that was giving me a way to ascend. So where the fuck do I go? Like, how do I get there? Because I think I need to get there, right? Make it, please. Okay. Okay. Oh fuck, I missed. Okay, bye. Okay. Oh shit. Because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make that. Okay, I can. Oh, fuck me, though. This isn't gonna let me. Yes, it does. Okay. That's actually shocking. Sorry, that was really surprising. I like totally misread that. Okay, can't carry any more bows. Oh my god. Jesus. Chill shroom. Nice. Oh, wait, whoa. Let's go this way. You see this shit? I assume, this is my assumption, is that I have to go through all those ships to the top of the blizzard and go down. But I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna find at the top of the blizzard, which is the freaky part. Yeah, I think it's too tall. That's why I have this block. Maybe it's not why I have this block. There we go. Got it. Weird. So can't climb on ice, and the game knows that. So, possibly can ascend. Oh yeah, I can. Come here, bitch. Oops. Jesus. Aha! Ascension is correct to a point. Maybe I can just ascend here? There we go. Got it. I'm also kind of ready for a fight. Whenever, because of those guys. But it looks like I don't need to be. What is down there? Oh, just there's a chest. Okay. I don't really care about the chest. I don't care enough about the chest. Okay, so that's the only fucking platform I can go to that may progress me. Cool. But how do I get there? That is way too far. That is way too far. Way too far. I don't know how to get to it. There's nothing above me. I can still see that fire all the way down here. Or down there. All the way from up here. What do I do? There's no way I can just go there. There's no way. And there's nothing to, like, get me there. Because I don't want to... I don't want to jeopardize my progress. Oh, this is a shitty feeling. This is such a shitty feeling. I don't know... I don't know where to go. Okay, I can make it. I was overthinking it. I thought the drop was gonna be way worse. Apparently. I go over there. That's good. What the fuck? Like... Why are you not aiming at his fucking eye, dude? Okay, cool. Can't carry any more of what? The fuck? What are you? What the actual fuck? Okay, well. Go here and I know what to do. Thought I had bombs? There we go, I do. Oh my god. Okay, that didn't work. Good to know. There we go. See, it does work. It does work. That's a just in case, honestly. Dude, my eyes again. Oh my god. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on with my eyeballs. My eyeballs. Fucking hell, dude. Like, crying. I don't know why. Yeah, see, this is where it gets sketch, because these guys are gonna be after me. And they are quick bastards. And they're gonna get aggro, and they are quick bastards. Oh my god, okay. I forgot I didn't have a bow. Somehow got the wings. Ooh. Oh, I don't know why I took the Chilfin trout. I mean, I guess I'll need it, right? Can you come? Alright, whatever. It's fine. There it goes. Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck. It's a heat resistance, bro. Both of these are fucking heat resistance, bro. Where are my spicy peppers? I swore I had more. Apparently I don't. I thought I did. See how hot? Fuck me. Do I have chill food? Yeah, I have a lot of it. Okay. So it doesn't fucking matter. What do these do? Throw it into a fire to increase the intensity of the flame. Interesting. I do. I'm gonna sleep till morning. Oh, ow. Oh, that hurt. Sorry. I don't want to get this far just to fuck up now, so. You guys gonna see me at any point? Oh, I was actually so fucking close to that guy. Oh, you guys are fighting. Oh, sick. Fight away. Don't let me stop you. From fighting your way to bullshit. Jesus Christ. The precarious music, dude. Fucking insane. I missed him. How am I missing him? Got him. Oh my god. for some reason can't get that guy. Alright, whatever. Just don't hit me right now. Like you just did. Ouch. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't fully realize. Shit. Fuck off. Oh, my eyeball skin. Oh my god, I don't understand. It hurts, though, really bad. Dude, I've gone so far. And I still feel like I haven't made any fucking progress. Why is this so long? Is it just to tell me that I'm, you know, failing? Now, how the hell are you gonna tell me? How the hell are you gonna tell me that? How are you gonna tell me that? Are you kidding me? Fuck. I hope I saved recently. I don't know. I don't know if it's saved. Dude, actually not recent enough. Jesus fucking Christ, are you kidding me? Whatever. I don't care about that fucking chill trout thing. Oh, I almost fell right off too. Don't have any more arrows, bro. How do I not have any more arrows, dude? What the fuck? That is insane to me. That is insane that I don't have any more arrows. Holy shit. I don't need either one. Good. That's good. Okay. Oh my god, that's right. No, shit. Piece of shit, god damn it. I knew that too. Literally glided over, like, not knowing, but I fucking figured it out and I'm an idiot. God damn it. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Oh, how? Oh my god. Oh. Get up, bro. I'm not fighting two of you. How? How? Oh my god, I missed. Fuck. How? I'm literally shielding. I am literally shielding. This should not... Don't care. Oh! Well, glad it didn't kill me. I don't know what that other one was. Unless I accidentally hit another one. So, I don't have any more arrows. Somehow, I don't have any more arrows. So, what do I do? It's like... Actually pisses me off a little bit. That my arrows are non-existent now. Well, that's cool. Oh, whoops. Let's use the restroom before I do this one. I feel like I say that I need to use the restroom a lot. And it's because I do. It's because I do. So, what we are going to do is save here. We're saving. Fuck. And I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Oh, shit. Sorry. I keep fucking up my buttons. That's sorry. Anyways, I'm back. Hello. Okay. This thing should be able to cart me over here. Sick. It's a long one. Sorry, I got chips. I also got M&Ms, but I'm gonna have the chips first. Just 'cause chip good. I'm sorry, it's so rude to talk with your mouth full, but oh well. Alright, where am I going here? Okay, it's all the way over here. I don't think it matters too much that I'm skipping other things. There might just be chests, but I don't really care. Okay. Another shrine is good. Another shrine means a ultimate save point. Kahatanam. What the fuck? Raru's blessing. Maybe something good, Mr. Blessing. Not good enough. I mean, I guess it's a free one, but also not really free. Because, I've been doing all this shit to get up to it. Can you give me a prayer statue? That'd be sick. I can get 2 more hearts. I think that's the next thing I'm doing is 2 more hearts. Oh, yeah, here comes the shitty blizzard steering. Which means it's a change of outfit. So that I can navigate a little better. It's a big ass ship. Well, they're all big ass ships. Good placement. Shit. Fuck. Okay. Alright. Where can I go next? Because that one was bad. I was definitely overzealous on it. Like, for sure. Okay. Oh, no way. But there is a way for this one. No way for that one, though. Maybe if I had planned it a little bit better, but nah. Like that one. Okay, okay, towards the top. Almost at the top. Good shit. Good fucking shit, dude. No, I swear to God, if this is a monster I need to fucking fight after doing all this shit, I'm gonna be so upset. Okay. Interesting. What are you? Wind Temple. Legendary Stormwind Arc. Oh, wait. Okay. Give me arrows, because that's what I need. Not what I need. Honestly. Sure. Like I said, that's what I need. I think I remember when a zone I tumbled, Rito Wings gave chase. And thanks for their salvation, the Stormwind Arc was made. Okay. I must need something first. Okay. Weird. I must need something first. Okay. If I just push it. Can't push it. What if I just grab it? My dumbass. Okay. That's fine. It's an old legend of my people. Could this be that vessel? Okay. Okay, there's a lot of fires, so maybe fire has to do with it. I don't fucking know. Okay. So I'm gonna go in it. Oh, okay. You want to give me that? That's fine. Oh, okay. Oh, you still didn't want to give me it. Okay. Well. It's intriguing to say the least. Where am I? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know where I am. I don't remember where I am. Am I in Hebrew? I don't know where I am. But, I mean, I think this is it. The culprit, Link must team up with Tulin to ascend through the sky storm, navigating the rising island chain to reach the Wind Temple and defeat the boss called Gera. Okay. Activate the central terminal to spawn a fast travel point and reveal the 5 turbine lock locations on your map. Okay. Use Ultra Hand to attach nearby icicle. On a broken lever, use Toolin's Wind Gust on the turbine. Damn it. Okay, I don't have a Wind Gust. But I didn't know I needed Toolin for it. Oh, fuck me, it's a big wheel. I didn't need a big wheel, god damn it. I needed a fucking fan. God fucking piece of shit, god damn it. How do I use it on the turbine? That doesn't make sense. I need to go to Retail Village before I can finish this. Shit. Oh, what the fuck? Oh. I forgot I didn't get this tower yet. Fuck. I don't necessarily know how I return perfectly fine and unscathed here. Great, sick, awesome. Sick, nasty. Yeah, go fuck yourself. It's like I really wanna. I really want to do this properly, dude. I don't know how. Because I need a person. It's really fucking depressing to me. That I need somebody else to do it and I didn't know. Like how am I supposed to know that? Just off rip. This is like one of the divine beasts. I didn't know it was gonna attack me. I was going up to it. I'm glad. I didn't know this thing was going to attack me. Still pissed off though. What is it called again? Wind Temple. Great. Okay. And yeah, I can't activate that because of shit, so. Oops. I can't activate it because of Tulin. I need Tulin. So I need to go to Rito Village. Okay, I guess it's fine. It just kind of sucks. Oh, I'm all the way down here. Oh, I didn't even realize. Where's the other shrine? There is 100% another shrine that I activated. Wait, what the actual fuck? There's another shrine that I activated. Kahatanam shrine further up. I did that. Well. What the fuck? Oh, there it is. There it is, there it is, there it is. Oh my god. Dude, I was seriously so fucking pissed off just then. Oh, where is the tower that I need? Wait, I need to look here for it. It's down this way. There it is. I tried, but I just went on a total excursion for fucking nothing. I'm kind of pissed about it. I did that for no goddamn reason. I was about to say, and I have no idea where Rito Village is, but that's it. Just easy enough to navigate to. I'm so sorry, by the way, if that annoys you, but I don't care enough. Sorry. Ah, rude. You activate that bitch. Great, okay, cool, I've been there. Sorry. I seriously, I mean, I can believe, but I cannot believe that I have to be here to do this properly. Like, I have to be at Rito to do this properly. Sahiro. I thought there we go. Like, I thought I did it. I was too overzealous, it's fine. What the actual fuck? Jesus. I didn't even notice. I had no fucking idea. Okay. I'm okay with that. I think I like the moving ones better. Oh, what the hell am I supposed to do there? Hello? Holy shit. Stupid idiot. Sorry. Stupid idiot. Sorry. I got it now. Less of an idiot now. So I was wrong, in fact, on where Rito Village was. So I thought it was right over here. Is that it, maybe? I don't want to set that one, sorry. Yeah, I'm just gonna die here. I'm sorry, Link. Oh my god, okay. Bro, I had no fucking idea. Oh, okay. Was this Retail Village? No. What the fuck is this? Oh, maybe it is. Oh my god. These thorn things are fucking killing me. Okay, so anyway, get rid of that one. They're weird. Oh, okay. Never mind, that's weird. I got it. try.
Oh.
Ah. Ah.
The Pelican Man.
Toto.
Huh? Ah. Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Ah. Ah.
Hmm. Froggy armor? Hmm.
Wow. Hey. Ah.
Huh.
Ah. Ah. Ma.
Oh. Sapao.
Crash at your own peril. I'm an idiot. Sorry. That was really freaking dumb. Fuck. One thing made me sticky. I swear to God, something made me sticky. Increase the number of hearts restores. Yeah. I swear to God, something made me sticky. Okay. Sticky frogs and sticky lizards is what I need. I had to have gotten a sticky frog or something. know, seeing beetle around here would be pretty damn cool. I don't think I will, though. But I can cheat. Go back here. And just fly over. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Where's Divine Beast Vavruta? You know? Where's that? Got Takis? You got some Takis? I don't really care so much about a chest. I do, but I don't, you know? Forgot about those. Those are like treasure maps or something, right? Where's your Korok? I did! I am way farther than I was last time. Girl, I have so many. I have 10. Oops. Many upgrades. upgrades do I need to get rid of corruption? Tears of the Kingdom. Not what I meant. I don't understand. Okay, hold on. Hold on. How many? How much do I need in Tears of the Kingdom? How about that? For the final boss fight in Tears of the Kingdom, aim for at least 13 to 15 hearts, upgraded armor, and plenty of healing food. Early game, 5 to 7 hearts, enough to survive major hits early on. Mid game and in the depths, which I haven't gotten to yet in this playthrough, 10 to 15 hearts. I say in this playthrough because the first thing I did after seeing Pura in my last playthrough was go down in that, like, corruption hole that I saw in the second, not the first episode, the second episode. In-game final boss, 13. 38 max hearts is the limit if you sacrifice stamina upgrades. How many hearts and stamina wheels you currently have? Okay. I don't know. Durable harness that comes as a set with a horse saddle. Attach a wagon or other objects to the harness for a horse to tow. Okay. Hi, you're different. So's this.
Oh. Hi. Ah.
Sure, I'll buy all of them.
Oh. Hi.
No, you definitely sold me that for more than 3. Resale value is shitty. Holy shit. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm okay. That's all, thanks.
哦， Oh.
There we go, armor. You have cold resistance, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't really want to buy any of these, if I'm totally honest. I don't want to deal with it. I mean, honestly, right now, I can just do more of the main mission. I'm just gonna do more of the main mission. And then, go back to the wind thing later. Because I need to. I'm pretty sure I need to. It's a tower up in the distance. I mean, I knew that, but, you know. Also totally and completely forgot that there's a fucking dragon down here. Forgot until just now. There is totally. That's cool. There's totally a dragon down here. Around here somewhere, I think. Or it's like up there somewhere, but like, still. Sorry, what? And where the fuck am I going? What is happening? Okay, nope. I wanted to be up here. Where is she? Oompa. Not what I wanted to. Link doesn't know how to shimmy. I did in fact need another bow, that's good to know. I will jump up. Like that. Holy shit. I fucking did it. Let's help it, and then I'm fucking done for the night, I think. Or for right now. Not for the night, but done till later. I fell asleep at 8:30 this morning, so I only got like 2 hours of sleep today. Which is obviously stupid, I know. I'm aware. Hi. Hi, miss. This is fucking beautiful. As all get out. Whoa. It's a map.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh.
I believe the one we saw first was the geoglyph on the left edge of the wall. As for the next painting, according to the floor map, is near Rito Village.
Oh.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
This just tells us where all the
Oh.
geoglyphs are.
Hmm.
Oh.
I can't take a picture of it, which sucks ass.
Oh.
Copy of the map. Yeah.
Oh.
I want to take a picture, I don't know how. Wait, a tear with a tear or a tear with a tear? Or a tear with a tear? Okay. Link doesn't know how to take pictures, apparently. It's really fucking annoying. Would it count it if I took a screenshot?
Oh.
No. But Link has no memory of how to... Link doesn't know? Like a dick, he has no fucking ideas. picture. I took a screenshot. But like, Jesus. I don't know how to do it. Camera work in the depths quest from Joshua and Robbie at Lookout Landing? Where's Lookout Landing? Fuck me. Okay. I need to go all the way back here. Because of course I do! Actually, I think I need to go to the tower, not the fucking... I don't know. Yeah. I did. I needed to go to the tower, not here. Look at landing. God damn it. The feature I'm missing. Or at least one of the features I'm missing. I don't think I did this in the last one either. At least I don't remember doing it in the last one. Who are you?
Oh.
Scorpus. Oh, okay. I don't know. Fuck. Shit.
You.
There we go.
Ah. Ah.
Who are you? Monty. Okay.
Hi.
Bye.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Oh.
There.
Oh.
Who are you? Wordsworth. Okay.
Hmm?
Wordsworth, sorry. Wrong person. Apparently.
Oh.
Dion. Okay.
Ah. Ah.
So who am I supposed to get it from? Robbie and Joshua. Not over there. Oh! I didn't realize Croc I was gonna be here.
Oh. Ah.
Where are they? How to complete Robbie's quest in the depths. Fuck, that's why. I need to go to the depths. They're over here. Son of a bitch, bro. This is fucking ridiculous. I need to go to the depths, take a fucking picture. Poison shrine, yeah.
Oh. Yep. Oh. 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 Oh.
Fucking really? He wasn't over here. I talked to every goddamn person. I hate this. Searching around for one person in fucking... What's this fucking game in Zelda is so because it's open world, so it's difficult. No, not over there. Fuck you. What is this? Oh. Okay. Interesting. What the fuck? Oh. He's not on any of the ogres. Bro, where the fuck is this bitch? Ow. That's the only person I can think of. I think this is the only person in this town I haven't talked to.
Ah.
Great. Oh, it's okay. I remember Robbie now. Just said Joshua. Pose. You just said Joshua. The fuck is Joshua? The fuck are you?
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Admus. Okay.
Oh. Ah. Ah.
that's right. You're
Yep.
fucking not the right person.
Ah.
Jaren. Where the fuck is Joshua? Oh my god. It's Pearl's little fucking bitch. Follows her around everywhere. Protege or whatever the fuck. I don't care.
Uh-huh. Huh.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yes. Hmm. Ah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fucking god. What a bitch. What a bitch. What a bitch. What a bitch.
Oh. Ah. Huh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Uh-huh.
Ta-ta. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Thanks. I don't actually. Okay, that I need. Thanks. Holy shit, this is fucking pissing me off. I literally am only doing this so that I can take a goddamn picture. That's all I'm doing this for. There I go.
Ah. Ah.
Okay, sucks. Oh well. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So what am I supposed to be doing here? Join him. I need to fucking... God damn it, you piece of shit. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to get the fucking camera. I don't care enough. Okay. Camera? Fucker. Just the depths. God damn it. It's weird. Don't actually know where the next fire is. But over there is where we started, I think. Oh no, over there's where it is, isn't it? Oh no, see, yeah, over there's where I started. Fucking... What the shit? Oh, that's right, skeleton horse. Actually forgot about that. Don't know where he went next. Kinda hard to try to find somebody who doesn't really want to be found. Doesn't really know how to be found. They're super fucking aggro on me. Okay, cool. Gave me more of the depths. Thanks. I don't care! Robbie, I swear to God. You are a shitter. Mm-hmm. Cool. So, one more thing after camera. You're kidding me, right? Yes. Please. So I can get the fucking Impa so I can take a goddamn picture so I can fucking get out of here. I'm tired, bro. I'm exhausted. Ah. Y'all should be fucking happy.
Yeah. Oh.
Thanks. Which means I can go back here. Huh. Just trying to speedrun getting out of here. Hi. Camera. I just don't want you to be in view.
I know. Because I want
I love you.
yeah.
I'll be done with this here in a minute. Okay? That's kind of where I want to go, but also not. Like, I'm not really tired. I'm exhausted. You know? I love you. Huh? Okay. Sorry. What did it just call me? Oops. Sturdy, thick stick. So I know that it means that it's the thing that I'm holding, but that was fucking insane to see.
Oh.
I did.
Oh.
Oh my god. Do you have to see that I'm doing it?
Oh.
I did. Bro. Oh, it's done. Okay. Is it done? Do I not need to do that anymore? Do I not need to be there anymore? Am I done? Was I done that entire time and I didn't have to do that shit? I mean, I needed the picture, but like, what the fuck, bro? That was pain. That was pain. Ugh. Pain. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you later. I don't know when. I was gonna say tonight, and then now I'm in pain, so I don't know. It'll probably be tonight, but like, fuck me, dude. God damn. Thank you guys so much for being here. I have, excuse me, I'm so sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more towers, and I want to go to the last one up by the castle and Hateno village first, I think, because it's just nice. I want to go to Hateno village. I still want to dye the hood yellow for Madison. So thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Have a good one. Bye.